The Galactic Council had long considered humans to be the least impressive species in the known universe. Too fragile, too emotional, too unpredictable. A species barely worth the oxygen they consumed. When the Vex Armada appeared at the edge of Council space, the dismissal of humanity became even more pronounced. The humans won't save you. Grand Admiral Trell sneered during the emergency session. His blue-tinged skin rippled with contempt as he addressed the gathered representatives. They can barely save themselves. Captain James Miller of the Earth Alliance listened silently from his observer's seat. The humans had only been granted that much, a seat to observe, never to vote. 20 years of diplomatic missions, trade agreements, and peaceful coexistence had earned them nothing more than a place to sit and watch as the galaxy decided their fate. The Vex were unlike anything the Council had encountered. Their ships consumed planets, their technology defied understanding, and their purpose seemed to be nothing short of universal extinction. 3 Council worlds had already fallen, billions dead in less than a standard month. The Vex will reach Earth in approximately 2 standard years, announced Representative Lorix of the Atraxian Dominion. After they've dealt with the rest of us. Miller cleared his throat. Earth Alliance ships could be mobilized within. Silence, human, Trell interrupted. Your primitive vessels would be less than insects to the Vex. Later that night, as Miller transmitted his report back to Earth Command, he included his personal assessment. The Council would rather die than accept our help. Admiral Kate Wilson read the report with a grim expression. She'd spent 15 years building bridges with the arrogant species of the Galactic Council, only to be continuously treated as a cosmic afterthought. They think we're weak because we're adaptable, she said to the assembled Joint Chiefs, because we change, because we feel. She stood and approached the holographic display of the advancing Vex fleet, but that's exactly what it will win. The Council's defensive strategy was textbook, organized, logical, and utterly predictable. The Vex cut through their formations like they weren't even there. By the time the 4th Council world fell, Earth had secretly deployed its long-range observation vessels. While Council members debated protocols and traditions in their chambers, human scientists and military strategists studied every Vex movement, every tactic, every response. They're adapting too, Dr. Thomas Reed noted as he reviewed the battle footage. But there's a pattern. They adapt in sequence, weapons, then shields, then propulsion. Never simultaneously. When the Vex reached Proxima Centauri, humanity's closest stellar neighbor, the Council finally sent a formal request for Earth's assistance. Not as equals, but as cannon fodder, delaying action to allow the superior species more time to prepare. Admiral Wilson's response was simple: we'll do what we can. The Council expected a token force. What they got was Operation Thunderstrike. 300 ships appearing seemingly out of nowhere, utilizing jump technology the humans had never shared with the Council. Miller, now commanding the flagship Defiance led the first wave. Human vessels moved erratically, unpredictably. They attacked in patterns that made no logical sense, withdrew when victory seemed assured, and struck again from impossible angles. What are they doing? Demanded Trell, watching from the Council's Strategic Command Center. Their formations are chaos. But Representative Lorix, who had spent more time studying humans than most, saw something different. It's not chaos, she whispered. It's creativity. The Vex adapted their weapons as expected. The humans immediately switched tactics. The Vex adapted their shields. The humans had already moved on to targeting propulsion systems. For every adaptation the Vex made, humanity had already prepared 3 more approaches. They're using emotion, Lorix realized. Fear, courage, even humor. They're fighting like they feel, not like they think. The battle for Proxima Centauri lasted 6 days. When it ended, the Vex fleet was in retreat for the first time since they'd entered Council space. In the Council chambers, silence reigned as Miller presented Earth's comprehensive strategy for defeating the Vex. We've identified 17 critical vulnerabilities in their systems, he explained. We've developed weapons specifically designed to exploit each one. We need the Council's fleets to implement this strategy. Grand Admiral Trell's skin had paled to a sickly lavender. Why would you help us after how we treated your kind? Miller's answer was simple, because that's what humans do. In the months that followed, human tacticians were embedded on every council vessel. Earth's factories worked around the clock, producing the specialized weaponry needed to combat the Vex. Human diplomats negotiated unprecedented cooperation between species that had been enemies for centuries. The final battle took place near the galactic core. 5,000 ships, the combined might of humanity and the Council, against the heart of the Vex Armada. When it was over, when the last Vex ship had been reduced to drifting debris, Admiral Wilson stood on the bridge of the Defiance and watched as the Council fleet formed an honor guard around the surviving Earth vessels. They said humans wouldn't save you. She transmitted on an open channel. We're glad they were wrong. One standard year later, humanity was granted full membership in the Galactic Council. The observer's seat was replaced with one at the main table, and inscribed on its base, in the languages of all Council species, were the words, "They said humans wouldn't save you." But they were wrong.